Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to commend the minister next to me, Honorable Lelang, for bringing the building project to life and to be rolled out throughout the country. I'd like to also commend take this time, Mr. Speaker, to thank the Prime Minister for creating this ministry and to give prominence to the Office of Implementation and Rural Development. It's a very important office that is responsible for the disbursement of DSGs and DSIPs, or PSGs and PSIPs. This funding that we are now receiving for our respective electorates, Mr. Speaker, is unprecedented. No government in the past has ever released and made available such funding to the provinces and the districts. It has never been in the history of this country. Only God knows how things has worked up to us, and we are in this parliament, seated right here, Mr. Speaker, are the privileged leaders of this country to be the custodians of the funding that should go down to our people and should translate into services for our people, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, during the Christmas period, I was with you in Manus, and you showed me physically on what you did yourself in Manus district or province. And that it's so satisfying when you see physical infrastructure taking place all across this country, Mr. Speaker. Back in 2019, when the Prime Minister, I thank the Prime Minister for appointing me as Vice Minister back in 2019, I went into the Office of Rural Development as the Vice Minister. And I was briefed and taken around to the office and saw, Mr. Speaker, faced and saw all the stacks and stacks of files of all the respective electorates sitting in the small office of the Office of Rural Development. And I was wondering, as a former provincial administrator, what would I do to come up to rescue the department that was filed and bombarded with 7 files for each electorate, 7 files for each sector, education, health, infrastructure, all this total to 5 for each electorate, meaning that provinces, districts. And this small office was stuck with papers. So I wanted to look for some answer, Mr. Speaker, and some assistance. So I requested for a coffee with the Minister Councillor and Student High Com. And I told him that we have a problem in this department. This is the most important department that should report back to the government and also tell the country and the people how much money has gone down and whether that money has actually been spent for its purpose and its use. So, Mr. Speaker, we came up with. I told them that can we be able to? I asked Mr. Speaker, is it possible to go paperless? Because as former provincial administrator, I cannot submit here. So, Mr. Speaker, what we did was we tried it out and we see what we can do. But we needed some funding, and on this occasion, and the presentation by our respective minister, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to commend the former Vice Minister at the time before me, Honorable Johnson Wapunai. And also the Prime Minister himself, yourself, when you were Finance Minister, you provided some funding and left it as a PIP in the Office of Rural Development. And I was able to identify the 300,000 to kickstart this building project. And so that's how the history started with the building project, and the rest is history. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to point out on the experiences that I've faced, and I experienced myself to make sure that the full implementation of the building project is fully implemented in my district in Nuku. And I very well support the debate and support by our government business Minister for Works and ICT acting. I'd like to take this time to support the idea that the 2 main important things that is required in the districts to to report on this, or even the provinces, is communication and the commitment and the caliber of public servants that you should have in all the electorates that are supposed to be preparing these documents to submit online. Two main departments: the provincial administration, Mr. Speaker, which is the provincial administrator for the case of provincial governments, and the district administrators for the case of districts. The next is the provincial finance manager for the case of provinces, and the district finance manager for the case of districts. These key heads of our agencies in the provinces and districts play a very important role. If they are not going to be, Mr. Speaker, going to be responsive to circulars coming from the national departments, nothing is going to happen. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I want to point to us all that whilst we are all looking at the money going down, we need to also look at the caliber of our public servants that we recruit and we support to get them as district administrators or provincial administrators, number one, and also our provincial finance managers, Mr. Speaker, and also the district finance managers. I'd like to take this time to commend my district administrator in Nuku. I also take this time to commend my district finance manager in Nuku and all the staff in Nuku who have worked tirelessly to make sure that they understand and process this concept. And this is no longer a concept, it's now a reality, because we can now press a button and report on what is happening in Nuku by a press of a button in the computer system. And so this makes it very easy. Mr. Speaker, the other point that I want to, a point of acknowledgement here, Mr. Speaker, is to thank the Australian High Commission and to thank the people of Australia and the government of Australia, because they responded to almost an idea that I threw out at the time in 2019, whether it will work or it will work. It will not work. But they've actually had faith, Mr. Speaker, in this proposition that I gave, and now it's reality. And I can confidently, Mr. Speaker, say with all the members of Parliament that it has made life easy for my district to easily press the button and report on the acquittals. Because one of the biggest problems we face also, Mr. Speaker, is that if you leave all these things to our officers in Waigani, you know what's going to happen. If Ombudsman Commission runs after you, or police, or whoever, you got officers in the Office of Rule Development who can be able to get a paper and say this is. But in this case, Mr. Speaker, it's no longer available. Everything is done online because the same report is sent to police department, and the same report is also sent to finance, planning, and also sent to Ombudsman Commission. So if a aggrieved person has some agenda with us as leaders, or even our provincial administrators or our districts, and approach Ombudsman Commission, Mr. Speaker, the Ombudsman Commission has already been copied online on your acquittals, so you basically have no entertainment of such people who come with malicious character to try to demean your character, because it's all online and nothing is going to hide from this. So I fully want to take this time, Mr. Speaker, to comment on this. It's a very important project. I want to encourage those of you that have already started to continue and get your district administrators, district finance managers, provincial administrators, and provincial finance managers to appoint and make sure that those committed officers work on it seriously so that they can report it. And Mr. Speaker, before I finish, we know that we do a lot. We have done a lot in the districts, because district is where implementation takes place. You can physically see the classroom building in the district. You can physically see the aid post in the district. You can physically drive on the road in the district. At the national province, it's just a seat of government. Physically, everything is happening at the district level. So I encourage, Mr. Speaker, yourself as the member for Manus, and also all of us as open members, to take ownership of this project, make it happen so that we can report back to our people where we spend the money and how it will be spent, without paper, but paperless. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience on the building project.